Namaste, yogis. This is Yuki here. Thank you for joining me as we flow through today a nice slow flow Hatha based class, Hatha yoga. So it's available for everybody, any body type, any level of yogi. So I will give lots of offers, different options you can take. So just always remember to honor your body and respect your limits. Respect your body's limits, So in yoga, we never want to feel any pain. So if you're feeling a little bit too far, like you're pushing yourself a little bit beyond the edge where it's feeling painful, then that's definitely a sign your body's telling you just to back off a little bit. All right, so I'm here to guide you, but definitely want you to listen to your own body and do what's right for you. All right, let's begin. Start to settle down onto the mat or onto the floor or wherever your space is that you have created for yourself. Maybe even in the background, put on some nice music or in another tab, open in your computer if you're watching me on the laptop or on a computer. Or just have your phone maybe on the side with some nice music in the background, or just have silence. Just have the silence and listen to your breath and listen to the sound of my voice as we guide us through. All right, let's settle down. Settle in. Just find a comfortable seat wherever that may be. Maybe it's cross-legged. Maybe you're sitting on your knees and on your heels. Perhaps you need to elevate your hips a little bit to get more comfortable. Get a little cushion. Slide a cushion underneath your hips. Just to elevate the hips will help you to sit a little bit taller, more comfortably for longer. All right, and just settle down. Let the arms settle down and let them land wherever they land, okay? So don't look at your hands. Don't guide them anywhere. Just let them drop and fall wherever they fall. So take a moment to check in and notice where they fell. So did they fall palms facing up, or did they fall palms facing down on your knees? Perhaps they landed in your lap. All right, so this can mean a few different things. If your palms landed on your knees, palms facing up, it could mean that you may need some lifting, some energy, some energy from the universe to uplift us, yeah? We're calling on the energy of the universe. But maybe your hands landed palm down onto your knees. That could mean you need a little bit more grounding. Maybe your energy is really high and scattered and all over the place, and you just need to ground down and really settle down. So palms down on your knees will help you to do that. Perhaps your hands are in your lap, and that's fine also. Just letting them be wherever they want to be. Closing down the eyes here. And just checking into what it feels like to be in this body, in this moment. Just taking this time here to arrive into the space you've created for yourself, taking this time to arrive onto your mat, onto your seat, and then really taking this time to tune in to what it feels like to be in your body right here, right now. And every day, every moment, every second even, it's different what it feels like to be in our body. Some days it feels good, some days not so good, but that's all perfectly fine and normal and okay. All right, we're just noticing what we have to work with today. Like I said before, always honoring and respecting our body and its limits. Same time, always trying to challenge ourselves, Challenge ourselves to play with that edge. Find your edge and play with it. This is where the growth will come from. We challenge ourselves just a little beyond what we normally would do or what we normally think we could do. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Let's sigh out the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Out the mouth. One more deep breath in through the nose. And out of the mouth. Good. Let's start to work through the body here now. Start to squeeze the shoulders up into the ears as we breathe in, squeezing up tight. And as we exhale, let them drop, let the sigh out. Let's do that 2 more times, squeezing our shoulders right up to our ears, inhaling deeply, squeezing up tight, and exhale, letting it go, dropping them down. One more big breath in, squeezing up and tight, and exhale, let them drop. Good. Let's seal off the lips now. And just keep this breath flowing in and out of the nose through our whole practice, unless we have a little sigh in between here and there. Let's just breathe through the nose. So lips are closed, eyes are closed. Let's inhale through the nose and see if we can get an inch taller through the spine, lengthening out through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, relaxing our shoulders down our backs, feeling more grounded and connected through every part of the body that is touching the earth. Inhaling length into your spine. Exhaling, grounding and rooting down into earth. One more deep breath here. And out. Now we're going to keep moving with this breathing meditation. Let's inhale length into the spine. Exhale our right ear towards our right shoulder. Just allowing the weight of our head to do the job for us here. Not pushing or pulling. Just allowing the stretch, the release of tension, of tightness up and down that left side of your neck. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. 2 more rounds. And the next time we breathe in, let's inhale, lift our head back through center, nice and tall through the spine, and on the exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhaling here and exhaling, just noticing slowly as we release that tightness, that tension up and down the right side of the neck. Something we can do. I love to do this at traffic lights. Maybe not with the eyes closed. Perhaps keep the eyes open would be a good idea. But when you have time, any time, just to release some of that tension in the neck is always a good idea. Let's inhale our head back through center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, out through the crown of the head, inhaling deeply. And as we exhale, let's just bow our chin towards our chest, keeping the torso upright, just pointing the crown of the head forwards, relaxing the shoulders down, giving our tops of our shoulders a stretch down the back of our neck, a nice stretch down through the shoulder blades. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more rounds of breath here. So we're just really moving slowly through every single part of our body, giving it love and attention, waking it up. On the next inhale, let's lift our head back through center and just gently start to flutter open the eyes. Good. Let's reach our arms out to the sides. Start to work through the wrists now. Let's do some Spanish dancing with the hands. Some rotation through the wrists. So maybe you're rotating in a forwards direction for this round. We're going to go through a few rounds. So as we inhale, keep rising the arms, keep rotating the wrists, keep lifting the chest, lifting the gaze, our drishti up to the sky, up to our fingertips, till we reach the top. Inhaling up high. And exhaling, let's just hinge at the hips and fold forward. So lowering our hands to the mat or to the floor. If your elbows can rest to the floor, let them rest. Let your head drop, just rounding over through the spine, feeling a beautiful stretch up and down the whole back of your spine here, down into your lower hips, into your lower back. Just releasing here, relaxing, breathing for 2 more rounds of breath. And slowly on the next inhale, we start to walk our way up. And reach our arms out to the side. So let's take our Spanish dancing hands again. Rotating the wrist maybe in a backwards direction now, spiraling in the opposite direction to what you did last round. Inhaling your breath, inhaling, lifting the head, the heart skyward, the fingertips skyward. Twinkling out. Let's take a twist, simple twist towards the left. Let's bring our left hand behind us and our right hand to the outside of the opposite knee there. So our back arm supports our spine. Let's lengthen and help get taller there with the help of that back arm. And the front arm helps us to take that twist a little deeper. Just trying to face the chest to the side. Perhaps take your gaze back a little behind you. Deep breath in here. And exhaling to release back to center. Good. Now we're going to take one last time to warm up those wrists. Wake up the arms. Circling one spiral forwards and one spiral back as we inhale, rising. The arms lifting their heart skyward, reaching, gazing up past our fingertips, having a twinkle. And as we exhale, right arm behind us, left arm to the opposite knee. Taking that nice twist again through the torso, inhaling length into the spine. Exhaling a little deeper into the twist, relaxing the shoulders. Inhaling, and as we exhale, let's release back to center. Good. So we're going to rock forwards onto our hands and knees now. Get into our tabletop position, or just turn side on. All right, and let's check here that our wrists are directly under our shoulders, that our knees are directly under our hips. Have a little wiggle, a little time here to settle in, spreading the fingers wide. And we're going to start to work through our cat and cow here, right? So as we drop the belly, lift the hips, let's inhale. Shine the heart forwards and lift the gaze. Exhale, opposite, inviting navel to spine, spine to ceiling, rounding the back, gazing between your thighs. Pushing the floor away with your hands, tucking the chin in tight. And on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, shine the heart forwards, gaze up. Exhaling to round, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Protracting between the shoulder blades, shine the back of the heart skyward. Let's keep going here through our cat and cow at your own pace. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to round. 2 more rounds, using our breath to guide us. Always using our breath to guide us in yoga. Always initiating the breath into the movement. The movement follows the breath, follows the whole length of breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Settling back to neutral, central tabletop. Let's take a look over our shoulder, any shoulder, and see a little toe on one side here, creating a C shape with our spine. On the inhale, come back through center. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. See a little toe on the other side. So giving ourselves a nice side body stretch here. Let's do one more to each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, look over. Inhale through center and exhale to the other side. Let's come back to neutral. Let's just start to draw some circles with the hips over the knees and with the shoulders over the wrists. So we're just transferring the weight here from one knee to the other, from one hand to the other. Waking up the wrists, waking up the shoulders, waking up the hips and the knees. Take it in the other direction. So these circles can be as big or as small as you wish. And as fast or as slow as you like. Slower the better though, really. Slow flow. Mindfully moving with every breath. Neutralizing back to center. Right, and then let's just start to slither. I want to feel like I'm a snake here now. So let's lead with our head. Let the shoulders swing side to side. Let the rib cage follow. Let the hips swing and the tail bone wagging there behind you. Like a snake slithering through the jungle or the forest, the bush. Stealth. Breathing slowly, calmly, smoothly, gliding through. And let's close our eyes here. Tune in to the body, listen to the body, and intuitively just let it guide you to where it wants to go now. So it can be a combination of any of the poses or any of the warm-up sequence we've just done here on our tabletop, perhaps cat and cow. Maybe circling the hips, maybe hula hooping the rib cage, maybe moving into an up dog and back to child's pose, perhaps letting the hips fall to the side, whatever feels right to you. And if you feel like you need to pause in any particular moment, in any particular pose, or in a very strange, awkward position, because it feels a little sticky maybe, you need to take a pause there and breathe in to any areas that feel tight, that feel sticky. Give them some love. Inhale some love into that area. Take a moment, take a pause, breathe, and then as we exhale, release, let it go, and just keep moving, keep flowing. For another 2 rounds of breath. Not forgetting our head. And then let's start to touch the big toes together. Maybe broaden the knees a little wider apart. Let's take ourselves back towards a child's pose. Just letting the belly and the chest sink onto or between the thighs. Letting the third eye space connect to the mat. Letting the elbows rest on the mat. Eyes are closed. Hips are heavy over the heels. We really just release, completely release the whole weight of your body to the earth here. Right, in this pose, there is no effort whatsoever. So we completely let go, let gravity and Mother Earth hold you here in this safe and secure space. Just for a couple more rounds of breath. This is a pose we can come back to any time during the practice or during our everyday, anytime we need to take a break. Child's pose is a beautiful one to come to. On the next inhale, let's lift ourselves back up towards our tabletop. Let's inhale and tuck our toes back behind us. Let's work towards our first downward facing dog. Sending the hips up, but keeping a bend in the knees. So we're working the tops of our thighs towards our belly. Pressing strong into the arms, nice and strong. Let the head drop, fingers spread wide, shoulders drawing down our backs. Trying to stick the tailbone up higher to the sky as you take a deep bend in the knees. Pressing the heels back, giving a nice stretch through the soles of the feet. And then start to pedal here now, the heels up and down. Straightening one leg at a time, walking out our dog here. Perhaps it feels nice to swing the hips gently side to side. Looking out under one arm and the other can feel good. Whatever is right for you at this time. Take a few more breaths, couple more breaths here. Walking out your dog. taking your dog for a walk. And then we'll settle down to straightening our legs as much as possible, working our heels towards the earth. Inhaling here. As we exhale, let's look forwards between our hands, bend again deep into our knees. Walk or step both feet to the top of the mat between your hands. And let's hang out here in a nice forward fold, just holding onto our elbows. Knees can have a slight bend or bend them a lot if that feels better. Or legs can be straight. So depending what you need here, if you want to have more of a hamstring stretch, then straighten the back of the legs. If you want to stretch out your lower back a little more, just take a bend in the knees, resting the belly onto the thighs even more. And just really allowing here the torso to just hang off the hips, maybe even having a gentle swing, side to side. And then allow the head just to hang off the neck, giving it a gentle nod and a gentle shake. Breathing here for one more round of breath. Inhaling. And as we exhale, let's release the bind of our hands if we had held onto our elbows. And on the next inhale, we're going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae like a rag doll. Engage your core to support the spine here. Our shoulders, our neck, our head rolls up last. As we inhale, let's reach our arms up to the sky, gaze up to our fingertips. And as we exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's close down the eyes, take a moment here. Deep breath in and out. You can side out. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and side out. One more big deep breath in and out. Let's seal off the lips again. Deep inhale as we reach our arms up to the sky, gazing up past our fingertips. Exhale, let's hinge at the hips, forward fold, nice straight flat spine. Bend the knees if you need to bring the hands to the floor. And step back to plank. Plank being the top of a push-up. Let's inhale here, nice and strong, finding our shoulders over the wrists, our heels over the balls of our feet. One more breath here, protracting between the shoulder blades, engaging the core nice and high in this plank. As we exhale, let's lower our knees. Start to stick our tailbone up to the sky as we lower our chest between our thumbs and our chin down to the ground, gazing forwards. On the inhale, we're going to roll onto our bellies and inhale to our first cobra, perhaps no hands. So shine the heart forwards, lifting along through the crown of the head. And exhale, hands down under our shoulders, curl the back toes under. Inhale our way through tabletop and inhale, send the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhaling here. Exhaling, looking forwards between the hands, bend deep into the knees, walk or step both feet to the top of the mat, taking a forward fold. On the next inhale, rising, nice straight flat spine this time, circling arms out and up overhead. Palms touch, exhale, hands to heart center, close the eyes, take a breath in. And exhale, release the hands by our sides. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, hands to the ground, stepping back to plank. Inhaling here first. Exhaling, knees, chest and chin to the earth. Inhale to slide your way forwards. Inhaling to our cobra. This time we can go a little higher, using maybe 30% arm strength. Shining the heart forwards. Exhale, forward. Lowering the forehead down to the mat, curling the back toes under. Moving through tabletop and inhale, lift the hips up and back to down dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Looking forwards between your hands. Bend the knees, walk or step. Both feet to the top of the mat, taking a forward fold. Inhale to rise. Nice straight flat spine, circling arms out and up overhead. Palms touch, come through heart center. Close the eyes. Inhale, take a deep breath in. And exhale, release the hands by your sides. Inhale, let's reach it up. Palms touch. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, hands to the mat, step it back to plank. Take a breath in here first. Exhale, lowering knees, chest and chin. Inhale, sliding forward. This time we can come up a little higher, maybe with straight arms. Or into an upward facing dog where our thighs lift off the floor. Exhale. Moving back through tabletop, curling the back toes under, sending the hips up and back to down dog. Inhaling here. And exhaling, looking forwards between the hands, bending into the knees, walk or step, both feet to the top of the mat, taking a forward fold. Inhale, straight, flat spine, circling the arms out, up through to standing, palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart center, close the eyes, inhaling, deep breath in. And exhale, hands down by your sides. Let's keep going. We're building some strength here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Building some heat and strength. Hands come through heart center. Let's fold forwards, hands to the ground, stepping back to plank. We're going to build on this. This time we can move through chaturanga or stick with your knees, chest, chin as you lower down. Whatever's best for you. Chaturanga, we come halfway down, checking our elbows over the wrists here. As we inhale into your cobra, lifting into your cobra or your upward facing dog. And exhaling the hips up and back to down dog. On the next inhale, we're going to lift our right leg up to the sky up high, three-legged dog. And bring our knee to our nose as we float forwards to plank here. Hovering shoulders over wrists. Inhale, kick it up and back, 3 rounds like this. Knee to nose as we float forwards. Maybe come up onto your left tippy toes. Inhale, kick it up and back 1 more time. Knee to nose, floating forwards, hold and hover, and then step the foot down between the hands. Let's lower the back knee, uncurl the back toes, and check our front foot and back heel a hip distance apart. Either come up onto your knee with your hands here, or start to raise them up overhead. Inhaling to lift. Maybe staying upright, option to take it back. Checking you're not crunching your lower back here. Let's lift the lower ribs up off the belly. Shine the heart skyward. Relax the shoulders down our back. Inhale here for 1 more breath. And exhale to release the hands to the mat. Either side of the leg. So we're just going to straighten the right leg now. Take it into half splits, runner's lunge. Alright, inhale, lengthen to your spine. Our right toes are flexed, pointed up. Our left hip is over our left knee. Inhale, lengthen to your spine. We're not going to round, we're just going to flat back, forward fold. Reaching our nose towards our toes. Inhaling more length into our spine here. Exhaling a little deeper if we can. Feeling a beautiful stretch here on the right back of the leg, but if it's feeling too much in the back of the knee, just take a slight bend. So you don't want to feel it too much in the back of the knee, more into the hip, the back of the thigh. 1 more breath. And exhale. Let's slowly lunge our way forwards. Curl our back toe under, place both hands down either side of the foot and step it back to plank. Inhaling here, going through a vinyasa. Either knees, chest, chin, or lower through chaturanga. Inhaling to lift into your cobra or your upward facing dog. And exhaling the hips up and back to down dog. Inhaling here and exhaling. On the next inhale, let's lift our left leg skyward. 3 rounds, knee to nose as we float forwards into our high plank. Inhale, kick it up and back. Exhale, moving forwards, knee to nose. Inhale, kicking up and back. 1 more time. Knee to nose as we float forwards. Hold and hover. Protracting between the shoulder blades there, creating lots of space to step the foot down between the hands. Lowering the back knee down, uncurling the back toes. Either coming both hands to your left knee or inhale, rise, arms overhead. Inhaling here, lifting through the heart. Maybe gazing up past your fingertips or staying ahead with your gaze. Breathing, inhaling. And on the exhale, let's slowly release our hands down either side of our leg. Straightening the left leg now. Just adjusting if you need to. Flexing those left toes towards our nose. Right hip over the right knee. Inhale, lengthen to your spine nice and straight as we fold forwards, hinging at those hips. Nose to toes. Inhale, lengthen to your spine. Checking what's going on. Are we feeling pain behind our left knee? Then take a little bend. Or else keep it straight as possible. You don't need to fold forwards that much. It doesn't matter. Just find your edge, find your limit. Play with it. One more breath. And as we exhale, slowly release, lunging back forwards, hands down either side of the foot, curling the back toe under, stepping it back to plank, going through vinyasa of your choice. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga as we lower halfway down. Inhaling to lift into our cobra or our upward facing dog. And exhaling our hips up and back to down dog. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. One more round. Let's inhale, right leg up to the sky, up high, three-legged dog. Let's bring that knee to nose and step the foot down between the hands. All right, we're going to lift into warrior one. So let's check that our feet are hip distance apart. Okay, on the next inhale, start to rise. Pressing into that front heel. Strong in that front knee, nice deep bend. Back leg is straight. All 10 toes are pointing to the front of the room, the front of your mat. Now let's relax the shoulders down our back. Reach the arms up. And notice if we're sticking and jutting our lower ribs out, we tuck them in, engage the core just that little bit more, drawing the tailbone down. Inhaling here. And as we exhale, let's just pivot the back heel down and open our arms out to warrior two. Okay, so warrior two, our whole torso, hips and shoulders are facing the left side of your mat. All right, but check that front knee. That right knee is not collapsing in. Keep the arms out nice and long, straight out from the shoulders. Check they're at the same height. Inhaling here and exhaling. Let's flip both palms up. On the inhale, straightening the front leg, reaching the arms up to the sky. 3 rounds like this. Exhale to float back into your beautiful, strong warrior two. Gaze past your fingertips. Flip the palms. Inhale, reach up, straightening that front leg. Exhale, floating out. One more round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, float. Hold it here. Let's take this into reverse warrior. Front palm flips open. On the inhale, let's reach it up and back. Maybe gazing up to your fingertips. Maybe looking down to your back heel. Whatever's better for you. That left hand can walk down the back of your leg, or you can wrap it around behind you and catch the top of your right thigh. Or the back of your t-shirt, wherever you can reach. Just working here to open the right side body, especially those intercostal muscles in between the ribs, shining them skyward. Nice side bend for your body here. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's release and float it back to warrior two. Inhaling here first. Exhale, let's bring elbow to thigh, palm faces up. Let's sweep our left arm overhead, our bicep by our ear. Let's check we're not collapsing over, looking up under our arm to the sky. Inhaling and exhaling. If you want to take it further, you can bring down right hand in front of the right foot. Or you've always got the option to go ahead and take a bind here as well, if that's available to you. Go for it. One more breath wherever you're at. On the next inhale, slowly rising back to our warrior two. Front thighs burning. Let's straighten that front leg. Inhale, straight legs. Take it towards triangle as we hinge at the hips. Reach ahead. And then come down 6 and 12 o'clock with the arms. So we keep working that right hip forwards towards the left and the left hip back behind us. Just trying to create as flat panel as we can with our bodies. And it doesn't matter how far that bottom arm reaches. Maybe it's just the inside of your thigh. That's perfectly fine. Maybe to your knee, your shin, maybe your heel or the floor. Doesn't matter. Wherever your hand is landing there on your leg, press against it to help you lean back that little bit more into that imaginary wall behind you. Trust it's there. Relax the shoulders down your back. Shine the heart up skyward just that little bit more. Gaze can be up or down if it's better for your neck. For one more breath here. And as we exhale, look down. Bend into that front knee. And float our way back into our warrior two. Take a breath in here first. As we exhale, let's cartwheel both hands down to frame that front foot. Pivot up onto the back toe. Step it back to plank. Go through our vinyasa of choice or meet us in down dog. As we exhale, lowering our way down. As we inhale, lifting into our cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale the hips up and back to down dog. Inhaling deeply here and exhaling. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bringing that knee to nose as we float forwards to plank, stepping the foot down between the hands and checking our feet at hip distance apart. Inhale when we rise to our warrior one. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to ground down and root down just that little bit more. Let's pivot the back heel down and open our arms out to warrior two. So this time our whole body is facing, our torso is facing our hips and our shoulders to the right side of your mat. Your gaze is past your fingertips and your right and your left knee is nice and strong over your left ankle. On the inhale, let's open the palms. Inhale, reach and straighten up the front leg, arms overhead. Exhale, float it out. 2 more rounds. Inhale, rise. Feel like there's a ball of energy, of resistance in the palm of your hands as you exhale, floating it out, moving it through space. Inhale, rise. Last one, exhale, open up. Let's reverse the warrior. Front palm flips open. Inhale, reaching it up and back. Gaze up or down. Hand down your leg or behind you. Working here to open the left side ribs. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's slowly release our way back to our warrior two. On the inhale, on the exhale, let's release our elbow to our thigh, palm faces up, and open out right arm over, a beautiful big diagonal line through our whole right side body here now. Really grounding through the feet, opening the chest, look up under your arm to the ceiling. Taking your hand down if you wish to take it further, left hand in front of the foot. Just creating that beautiful diagonal line from your fingertips all the way down to your back foot. One more breath. And as we exhale, release and float our way back to warrior two. Inhale, straightening that front leg. Taking ourselves towards triangle, hinging at the hips, reaching ahead. Coming down 6 and 12 o'clock for our triangle. Hinging at the hips. Looking up or down. Relaxing our shoulders down our backs. Using that bottom hand, that bottom arm against our leg. To help us lean back just that little bit more. Finding your triangle. One more breath. Exhale, let's look down. Bend into the front knee, float our way back into our warrior two. Inhaling here first. Exhaling, cartwheeling both hands down to frame the left foot. Pivot up onto the right toe, step back to plank. Inhale here first, lowered through knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. And exhale the hips up and back to down dog. Inhaling here for 2 rounds of breath, just resetting, realigning. And as we exhale, let's bend the knees, lower them to the ground, uncurl the toes and sit back to child's pose. Just closing the eyes here, taking a good couple of deep breaths, resting in our child's pose. Feeling, just taking a notice the effects of what we've just been through for the last maybe 30 minutes or so. We've been practicing already, so halfway through. The hard work is done. We've built all that energy, that strength, that heat in the body. And just notice that now. Feel that buzzing through. All this beautiful energy you've cultivated. Feel that buzzing through your body right now. Perhaps a little bit of sweat dripping maybe. Just noticing your breath also. Just taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, for your body. Thanking your body for what it is allowing you to do. And also for what it doesn't allow you to do, what it stops you from doing. It's protecting you. So always listening, tuning in. What's your body telling you right now? Maybe it's saying, I want to stay in child's pose for the rest of the class. And that's fine. You are still practicing yoga. If you are mindfully staying in child's pose in this moment with your breath, that is yoga. That is practicing yoga. You don't need to move through all sorts of crazy shapes and postures to be in a state of yoga. But it's nice too. It's fun to move and release all these blockages of tightness in our bodies that can accumulate from stagnant energy, from sitting around too long on our phones, in our cars, in our offices, our very modern lifestyle. So just taking half an hour, even 5-10 minutes, even 30 seconds of your day to mindfully give yourself a little stretch. Maybe it's just a forward fold or a child's pose or a sun salutation. Whatever it is, to check in with your body. Listen to what it's telling you. Listen to what it's telling you it needs to shift energy. When you're feeling down and you just want to elevate your vibration, movement is a very fast and instant, amazing way to do that. Instantly making us feel better. Just a couple more deep breaths here. And slowly, on the next inhale, let's lift ourselves back up into our tabletop up high. Lifting the hips up high into our downward facing dog. Let's inhale our right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Let's work towards pigeon here. Let's bring our knee to our nose, float forwards to plank, and then try to lower the shin here as parallel as we can to the front of the mat. Lowering the back knee. And just checking the leg hasn't stuck out to the side a little, just shifting it back towards the center line of our body. Our hips are facing forwards, and we're not leaning onto that right butt cheek. So check here if you can lift your heel more towards the top of the mat. If it's feeling painful in your knee, just lower the heel closer to your pelvis. Right, so nice pigeon here. This is a little bit of a love or hate pose. For me, I love it. But I know it's not accessible to a lot of people as well. So if you're having issues here that's not available to you to be in this position, just take it down onto your back and into a figure 4 with the legs and keep squeezing and drawing the knees in closer towards you there. Okay, so taking that option if you need to. For those in pigeon, let's be here. And taking a choice of where we want to take this pigeon. Alright, we can put this pigeon to sleep. Just lying down onto our elbows are all the way down to lie on our foreheads. So we can keep it active. We can pick up the back knee, pick up the back foot, bending at the knee, and grab a hold of the ankle there, flexing through the foot. And a nice little trick that I've tried here recently, I've learned here recently, is to, if you press that foot away, finding some balance here. Maybe you can lift the right arm ahead, gazing past your fingertips, relaxing the shoulders. But a lot of the trick, the strength here is to press that foot into the hand and back behind you to help you lift tall, keep your balance and your gaze steady, holding as long as it feels good to you, and releasing when you need to. Maybe taking some time to lie the pigeon down now. Put it to sleep for a few rounds of breath. I like to say at least 5 rounds of breath here. It really takes time for the body to catch up to where the mind is. So perhaps your mind, you're already lying down here and perhaps you're getting bored already. But your body is still slowly catching up. So the muscles are still tight and realizing, oh, what's going on here? Is it safe for us to stretch? So the more you relax with your breath, with your mind, the more you send a signal to your body that it is safe to let go. So this is the point here, is to let go of that tightness, especially around the right hip space area now, the right thigh, getting a nice release of tension. So let's take another breath here, inhaling and exhaling. On the next inhale, slowly lifting ourselves, hands back under our shoulders, curling the back toe under. On the inhale, lift the hips up and back and into downward facing dog. Now just pedal out the heels and notice the difference here from one side of your leg to the other. Yeah, so we're going to balance that out. So let's go for it. Inhale, left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog up high. Bringing that knee to nose as we float forwards to plank, and lower the shin here parallel as we can. Again to the front of the mat, or take it onto your backs into the figure 4 shape. All right, settling in here, checking your alignment. Taking your pigeon wherever it wants to go. Perhaps mermaid, perhaps like we did before, holding onto the back foot. Pressing that foot against your hand, reaching our left fingertips ahead. Perhaps you're ready to put the pigeon to sleep and go for it. Inhaling and exhaling. When you're ready, taking those last 5 rounds of breath, as relaxed as you can, really releasing here that tension around the hips area where we store a lot of our emotional baggage. So it's subconscious. Of course, we don't mean to hold on to it, but it is stored. The body does store emotional trauma, anxieties, worries, held in the hips area, because that's where our legs are going to either fight or fly. Fight or flight. Yeah? But here we're in a safe and secure space, right? Send a signal to your body that we are safe. There is no better place to be than right here, right now, enjoying what it feels like to be in this bodysuit, in this lifetime, in this moment. Breathing. One more round. On the next inhale, slowly releasing, bringing our hands under our shoulders, curling our back toes under, and inhale the hips up and back to down dog. Just pedal out the heels if you need to. We're going to transition through to a seat, looking forwards between your hands. You can jump or step through. Let's bend the knees, bringing your right toes behind the left wrist and the left toes behind the right wrist. Just taking a seat. So you could do that just stepping through or jumping it through. And then let's lie down. Let's just take it down onto our backs. And you can go straight down if you wish, or take it slowly. All right, slowly, perhaps hands free, or perhaps you need to hold on to the back of your thighs. You can do that. Let's tuck the chin around the back. And come down vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down to the mat. Letting your shoulders, your head rest to the earth. Let's pick up the knees and give them a squeeze in. Give ourselves a hug. Give ourselves a little rock and roll, perhaps massaging those muscles either side of the spine into the earth. Maybe drawing circles with the knees in one direction and the other. And then we're going to move towards our happy baby. So just opening our knees, bringing our arms in between our legs and reaching for the outside edges of our feet, or taking peace fingers around our big toe. All right, just working now to face the soles of the feet to the ceiling, drawing the thighs down by the sides of our ribs, the knees towards our armpits. And check here our tailbone and its tendency to want to lift. See if we can lower it down. Imagine like you're squishing a grape at the base of your tailbone into the mat. Nice flat spine, relaxing the shoulders here. Happy baby. Maybe taking a moment to turn the corners of your lips up to a little smile. Happy babies. Remembering what it's like. Perhaps we don't remember, but if we have children or we've seen them hanging out like this quite naturally, perhaps they're even sucking on their toes. But as adults, we lose so much of that natural ability to move. So let's come back to that. Close the eyes and just rock around side to side. Again, massaging those muscles either side of the spine into the earth. Or keep steady if you prefer. Here for one more breath. And as we exhale, let's release the feet to the mat. Hip distance apart, and let's draw the heels, as close as we can to our sit bones. Just working into a bridge here, right? We're going to take just one really good bridge. So let's bring our palms down by the sides and just notice this natural arch in your lower back. So directly under your belly button, your spine curves naturally. But we want to flatten out that curve, inviting the navel to the spine and the spine to the ceiling. So we're pressing the whole back of the lower back there into the ground. So just protecting the core, protecting the spine, engaging the whole mid area of your belly there. All right, keep that engaged. Start to draw the tailbone up. Just energetically feel like you're drawing the tailbone up and the belly button down. Then start to press into the feet and start to peel the spine up off the floor here, one vertebrae at a time, as we start to lift the hips, lift the belly, lift the chest. And broad across the collarbones. Keep opening the heart to the sky, the hips to the sky. Press the feet down, the arms down. Perhaps having a little rock side to side and bringing your arms underneath you. Interlacing the hands underneath your back. Coming up onto your shoulder tops, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhaling here, one big lift through the hips, squeezing the buttocks. And as we exhale, let's release the arms out from under us and roll down, one vertebrae at a time, lowering our spine back to earth. Inhaling here, exhaling a neutral flat spine. Taking a moment. And on the next inhale, counter pose just by drawing those knees back into the chest. Exhaling completely and then lifting our head. Maybe our nose to our knees, or giving ourselves a kiss on each knee and slowly releasing our head back down. Let's take a little twist. Second to last pose of today's class. Just a little twist. Let your legs roll over to either side, whatever way naturally you roll to. And letting the opposite arm open up. So if your legs are to the left, let your right shoulder stay grounded as much as possible. Let's close the eyes here as well. Perhaps let the head turn towards the open arm. And just take a few deep breaths here. It's really settling down, really calming down. All the hard work is done. Now we get to relax. Let's inhale our knees back to center, hug and squeeze them in. And as we exhale, draw them down over to the other side. Opposite arm opens up. Closing the eyes. Nice couple of deep breaths. Nice supine twist here. Twisting is really good for the digestion. So we're getting into our parasympathetic nervous system now, where it's all about rest and digest. No longer fighting or flight mode, like we may find ourselves during our everyday, stressed out or worried, or just letting that all drop away from us now and resting in this beautiful end of the class, what it's all about, coming into our Shavasana. Shavasana being the last pose of today in this practice. So traditionally you can have your legs straight out, lying down. So long legs, long arms out by your sides, creating a beautiful big star shape. The beautiful stars, superstars that you are. Or if this doesn't feel good for your lower back, just bring your feet, the soles of the feet to touch. Open the knees out to the sides in a butterfly. Okay, let's keep the eyes closed down. And let go, completely let go of control of the body here now. There is nothing left to do. There is no better place to be. So let's let go of all effort in the body. Let's even let go of control of the breath. Just letting the breath float back to its natural state. Feeling the muscles just melting off the bones, allowing the whole weight of your body to surrender to the earth and create a deep imprint into the mat. Just letting the feet be heavy, letting the knees roll out, letting the hips feel grounded, letting the belly soften. Feeling a broad expansiveness through the chest, through the heart space, wide open, broadening across the collarbones, and feeling the arms as if they are your heart wings, open wide, letting our palms open, facing up in gratitude. Allowing the throat space to relax, unclenching the jaw and the teeth, relaxing the cheeks, uncreasing around the eyes, the brows, the forehead, relaxing the temples and the scalp, just letting the eyes be heavy, gazing inward towards our third eye space. It's really letting go here for the next few minutes in your Shavasana. Just drinking up all this beautiful energy that you have cultivated in this last hour's class. Drinking up all this beautiful prana, this life force energy, drinking it up into each and every cell of our bodies, recharging us, renewing, refreshing, recalibrating each and every cell, literally upgrading our DNA as we lie here doing absolutely nothing. Just blissing out for the next few minutes. Until you are ready to come up and out. Until then, I'll see you next time. Namaste.